Hey guys, thanks for clicking on my video. If this is your first time here, welcome to Nails by Naya. And if you have been here before, welcome back. As you can see today, I'm going to be doing my own nails, and I am doing both of my hands, meaning I'm going to be working with my non-dominant hand after a while, so you guys will be able to see how I work with my non-dominant hand. But the way I work does not mean that's how another person will work. I don't know how you will work with your non-dominant hand, but I guess you could use my work as a reference. Although I am still a beginner, so it's really not the best, if I'm being real. Yeah, also, y'all, I struggled doing my nails. Word of advice, if you do not feel like doing your nails, don't do them at that time. If you genuinely and really don't want to do your nails, hold it off until you feel like doing your nails, because I didn't feel like doing my nails, and this was like one of the worst nail experiences I ever had doing my own nails. Like, it was just horrible, completely horrible. But as you can see, I had went in and I clipped my natural nails down with some nail clippers, and that was because my natural nails was long after I had soaked them off in the acetone, because I kept doing a refill on one of my hands, and just went cut down the natural nail. Now, and I also went in with a hand file to file away the sharp edges from me cutting down my nails. And now I am pushing back the cuticles. You push back the cuticle to expose the new growth, because this new growth, it just really makes your nails look better, if I'm being real. Like, you don't have to push back your cuticles. I don't push back the cuticles on my little sister nails because she doesn't like her cuticles to push back, and nothing happens. They just don't look as long and as good as they would look if I filed the cuticle. I mean, not filed the cuticle. If I push back the cuticle, I guess. I also don't cut cuticles. I just know I'm not about to be the reason somebody got an infection or something, or their nails hurting, or etc. So I don't cut cuticles. If you want to cut cuticles, you gotta go watch a different video. So now I'm going in with my 180 sanding band, and I'm filing off the natural shine from the natural nail. If you guys have watched any of my prior videos, you would know that this natural shine is caused by oils that secrete onto our natural nails, and these oils would they would make the acrylic lift up either the same day or the following day. So you cannot skip this step when doing your acrylic nails. Honestly, a lot of these steps you can't skip because they're crucial to doing acrylic nails. But please make sure to get all of your shine off of your nails. If you do not do that, I can guarantee your nails are going to lift super easily, no matter what else you did to it and actually did right. This is one of the most crucial steps when doing acrylic nails. And so as you can see, I'm comparing them, and you can see how it shines on my right hand compared to my left hand. And so now I'm filing, and you make sure to get around that cuticle, because you have that dead skin from where you just pushed the cuticle back. And if you don't get that dead skin off, it's gonna be on top of your nail, so that part of your nail not gonna have acrylic onto it, and it's most likely gonna lift. So as I keep repeating, just make sure you get your natural shine off of the natural nail. And you're gonna see me go back to my left hand, and that's because I just felt like I didn't get all the shine off. Now, if I'm being real, I do not know what exactly I'm supposed to be looking for, because they say file until you get the shine off, but sometimes nails still be looking shiny to me. But I don't want to file down too low onto the natural nail. So I guess it's just all up to you. If you feel like you filing a little too much at the nail, stop, because that would make your natural nail would hurt. Like, your nails are gonna actually really hurt if you file down too much. So it's like a learning. It's a learning process. You just gotta keep going at it until you get good. But anyway, let me stop talking, and y'all can keep watching what I'm doing. Okay, so as you saw, I went in with a cotton swab with alcohol on it, and I wiped at my nails, and that's because I had dust on it, like, you know, the little dust from when you file, and I just didn't like it. So I wiped it off. So now I'm going to size up my tips, and as you can see, I just did the tip on my left hand, and I also did the tip on my right hand, and that's because nails can be, like, although it's the same finger on both hands, it could be two different sizes. My ring finger could be my ring finger on my left hand could be one size, and my ring finger on my right hand can be another size. So always size up the nails individually, because you will never know if they were a different size until it's too late. You already glued the tip on. So note to size the nails individually. That's just the whole point of what I'm saying. So now I'm going in with the KDS glue, and I'm gluing down all the tips. And as you saw, I squeeze at the sides, and that's to make sure that the tip is all the way down. And this glue dry quick, so you gotta hurry up. And you saw I put a little bit more glue, and that is because that tip wasn't glued down all the way. And I'm going in with the bottom of the bottle to push down at the tip more, because I didn't want to push down with my finger, because it gets stuck by the glue that's flooding from underneath the tip. Now that I added that little bit of glue to get it down, so I went in with the bottom so my finger wouldn't get stuck to it, and I had to fight to get my finger off of my own nail. And I just glue down all the tips on my other hand, my right hand too. And y'all, that was the hardest part, because I always glue on my tips crooked. The index and the ring finger came out crooked. So I don't think I recorded this part on video, but I did cut down my index and my ring finger, because I didn't have it in the video. I wanted to say it because I know some people be comparing themselves to the person on YouTube or something, and y'all, I was struggling too. It's okay to struggle. We all beginners here. Well, if this is your first time doing nails or something, if you are a beginner, we all beginners. We all got to start somewhere. So don't feel bad that you applied something crooked or you filed too much at something. Just live and learn. Don't make the same mistake again, I guess. Although it's hard trying to learn how to apply these tips on straight, because yeah, I'm just horrible at that. Like my little sister always applies my tip, and I'm just horrible, absolutely horrible at applying the tips to my right hand. But anyway, I'm rambling, so watch as I do all this. So now I just clip down the nail tips with the nail clipper. I really don't know what the thing called. Whatever that thing is sitting on the table right now. I clipped my nails down to shorten them because they were too long for my liking. I didn't want my nails that long. And now I'm going in with the straight edge nail clipper, and I'm clipping the sides because I am trying to achieve a coffin-like shape. I don't really feel like I ended up with coffin that much in the end, because I just didn't feel like doing my nails, and I wasn't trying to put my all into it, if I'm being real. But I'm trying to achieve a not as square shape as the tips are, I guess I could say. So I clip at the side so it could be easier for me to file with the hand file. And it just take away some of the time that you would spend trying to file that nail from that rectangle shape of the file. And after I do that, well, after I clip the sides with the straight edge nail clipper, I'm going to go in with the hand file and I'm going to file. But also, make sure you have a straight edge nail clipper. If you have one of those curved ones, you are going to mess up the shape of your nails so bad. It's going to be, you're going to have indents in the nails. And just hey, if you want to see what I'm talking about, try it. I can't really stop you, but you're going to see your big mistake. So make sure you get a straight edge nail clipper. Now I'm going in with my hand file and I am filing at a 90-degree angle. You can see I hold I try to hold the file like completely upward so I can file. Like, it's just, I don't really know how to explain it, but the way I hold the file, I make it to where it's just about parallel with the side of the nail that I'm filing, because that's how you make sure you get that straight, crisp shape that you're looking for. Like, I don't know what else to tell y'all. If y'all don't want to file y'all nails like that, then hey, I can't tell y'all what to do, but that's how I do mine. And I just keep filing and filing and filing. And I'm using a 100/180 nail file, and I'm using a 100 grit side. Well, I sometimes make a mistake and use the 180 nail side. I mean, grit side. I'm all over the place. But if I'm being real, I would recommend you guys use 80 grit nail file, because y'all, these tips I'm using, this is my first time using them, and oh my gosh, they are super thick. Like, I ain't never had no tips be this thick. It was so hard to file down. It's just best for y'all to get the 80 grit, like if y'all using these nail tips. And you can see what nail tips I'm using, because they will be in the description below. All the things I use will be in the description below. If you cannot find them in the description, just comment and I will see if I have a link, because some of the stuff I do not have a link for. And if I don't, I would just tell you guys that I don't have a link. But if y'all using these tips that I'm using, oh my gosh, they so thick. Get a 80 grit nail file, because that just seemed like it'll be easier in my opinion. It could also just be the fact that my nail files aren't that good, or they're just worn out. I don't know. Or it just could also be that these nail tips really just are that thick. I do have some more 100 grit nail files, so I would be able to update you guys and see if those files work better with these nail tips, or if the nail tips are just genuinely thick. So if you want to have an update, keep watching my videos. Like, I'm gonna post another video eventually using one of those files. So I'm going to be filing the rest of this hand, and I'm also gonna file my right hand, of course, because I want both of my hands the same shape. And yeah, watch me file. as you can see, I'm going to clip down my middle finger, and that's because it was crooked. I don't know how it ended up crooked, but it was somehow crooked, and I didn't want a crooked finger. So I got a cotton ball, and I put some acetone onto it, and I put too much acetone. That's why y'all see all the acetone leaking out. But that's besides the point. The point is to take off a tip. You just need some cotton balls. You probably don't even have to use cotton balls, but you need something that you can get alcohol onto the nail with. And I don't know where these clips came from. My mom bought these about probably 2 years ago or something like that. So I really have no idea where I can tell you to get them from. I'm pretty sure they're not hard to find. I see a lot of people use these. So I just got my nails soaking with that cotton ball with this clip, and I'm going back to filing all my nails, and I'm gonna later go put on another tip for the middle finger, and I'm gonna file that down and clip it and all that stuff. And also, y'all gonna see why I'm filing my pinky come off, so I'm gonna have to go and put in another nail for that one. I'm going in with the same 180 sanding band, and I'm following at the natural nail on the pinky, and that is to get the little bit of glue that was still left from that nail that just popped off. So I just filed off that little glue, and I glued on another nail. And I'm also going to do the same for the middle finger. I'm going to rub in that acetone wipe to make sure I got all that fake nail, that tip off. And I am going to glue down the tip on the middle finger, and I of course clipped them, filed them, and all that, but I am going to skip that part because you guys have seen a lot of times how I filed the nail. So now I'm going to go in with the e-file, and I am going to file at the nail again to smoothen out the, like, to just make the transition from natural nail to tip as smooth as I possibly can. And then I'm going to go in with a cotton wipe, and that cotton wipe is going to have some alcohol on it, and I'm doing that to dehydrate the nail. You do not have to do this step if you don't want to. It's just an extra precaution I take, and it makes myself comfortable because it makes me feel like I definitely have all of the oils off of the natural nail. And once I do that, I wait for the nails to dry. Like, I wait for all the alcohol to get off of the natural nail, and I go in with the primer. You do not want to skip primer. Primer is a crucial step to natural nails. If you watch any of my other videos, you would know that the primer helps the acrylic adhere to the natural nail. So if you do skip this step, your nails aren't going to lift like the next day as if they would if you still have the natural oils on your nails. But they're not going to last as long as they possibly can. So now I'm going in and placing my beads of acrylic As you guys know, well, as people who have watched my videos before know, I do not follow a certain technique, although I would recommend you guys start off with a certain technique. I started off not knowing a technique and not knowing that there were certain ways you can place beats, so I'm used to not following the technique. But as a beginner, it's best to have some type of method that you follow. I recommend a 4 beat method, 4 ball method, whatever you want to call it. But I just add and add acrylic until I feel okay with it. I don't have nothing special I really follow. And also this time I was working with my number 10 acrylic brush and I hated it. I hated it. It made this experience so much worse because something is wrong with my number 9. I gotta clean it or something. I don't know. But it wasn't acting right, so I couldn't work with my number 9. But I love my number 9. My number 9 is just perfect. This number 10 was kind of just, it was causing a hassle for me. I didn't like it, so this is not the best video for me to be telling somebody how to place beads and how the structure of the nail should be, because I was struggling getting the structure of the nail myself. So yeah, just watch me struggle. Can't really tell you nothing. I just add and add until I feel like the nail is a shape I want. Also, make sure, as you see, I'm going wipe at the cuticle, and that's to get any acrylic that could have possibly gotten onto the cuticle off of the cuticle, because you do not want to have acrylic on your cuticle and you got to go and file it off, because you're gonna end up cutting, either you or whoever nails you're doing, you're gonna end up cutting their cuticle, and that hurts. You do not want your cuticle to get cut. And it also would make the nails lift up because you don't have the acrylic sealed onto just the nail. So remember to always go and wipe at the cuticle with your brush. Make sure to get any of the acrylic that could have possibly spilled onto the cuticle off. And yeah. it was at this moment I was really starting to give up on doing my nails. Like, I just genuinely didn't want to keep going. But I pushed forward because I was like, Naya, you already had the tips on, you already had the problem on, you already filed down the nail. Like, it's too late for the stop now. So, as you can see, I'm going on to my right hand. And because I am right handed, I'm using the brush to pick up. Well, I'm using my right hand to pick up the beads, but I'm switching it over to my left hand, and it just makes things easier. Like, it helps me control the ratio of monomer to acrylic, and it's just like, it's easier for me. I know some people don't do that, they just pick up everything with their non-dominant hand, but I'm not comfortable doing it. So I just struggled with placing the bead with my non-dominant hand, but I picked up the beads with my dominant hand. And I just did the same thing that I did to my left hand to my right hand, just placing the beads wherever I feel like they were meant to be placed. And I just keep doing this until it's time to file. sorry for my right hand not being in frame majority of the time, but today we are not today. What this is the next day. Like I decided to file my nails the next day because I wanted to go to sleep after placing all of the acrylic because I was just done. I just didn't feel like doing my nails anymore. So now I'm filing at the sides of the nails exactly like how I do when I place the tips. I'm going in trying to hold my file parallel to the nail, and I just keep filing and filing and filing over and over and over again. And I'm gonna end up switching file because this file was getting on my nerves. It just seemed like it wasn't filing quick enough for me, and I just couldn't do it. So I'm gonna switch to another one. And also, like when you file on the tip, I file the tip not holding the file horizontally. Like I hold the file vertically, and I file the tip just because I feel like that's what get the tip as straight and I guess crisp as I want it to be. But with my right hand, I do file it horizontally because I don't really have much control over my right hand because I'm filing with my left hand. So y'all just gonna see the way I file. Oh yeah, now I'm switching files now, and it helped things go by smoother because those nails were chunky. I don't know what I was doing on the prior day, but I ain't never done no nails like this. Oh yeah, and I'm also filing underneath the nail because it's like I be having little bumps on the side of the nails because the acrylic I guess be like kind of dripping off of the tip. I don't know. I just know I file underneath the nail to get that little bumpiness away, and it worked. So now I just keep on checking at the nails, looking to see how I like them, and etc, etc. And then I go to the other hand, and y'all gonna see how I file this one. So I tried to mainly move my right hand because I'm more comfortable moving the hand more so than the file because I'm not good at filing with my left hand. But sometimes when push comes to shove, I just move with your one, make it feel right. So I'm not telling you there's a certain way to file your hand. Like, of course, you just do whatever you feel comfortable doing. This is just the way I like doing it, and it's a way that I can tell you guys about because I don't know no other way since I don't do my nails that way. And as you can see, I put my finger onto the table, and I'm filing the tip horizontally because I had to stabilize the finger, or else it's gonna feel nasty because your finger is just like acrylic. The nail is just moving around, and it's just nasty. But enough of me talking. I'm gonna keep on filing, and I'm gonna come back when I go in with the e-file. Now I'm going in with my metal fine drill bit, and I'm going to do this to seal the acrylic around the cuticle, and I'm also smoothing out the nail with it. And this is in my normal speed, so as you can see, I start off with the cuticle. I'm pulling back the skin on from away from my nail so I don't cut that, and I'm going very, very, very slowly around the cuticle, and that is so I don't cut the cuticle either. And I just work my way with this and just go along. Like, I make sure not to stay in one spot for too long because that would cause friction, and friction would cause your nail to burn, and you do not want to burn yourself or your client. And I just keep smoothing out the nail. I keep circling around the cuticle. Now, my telltale sign to make sure that I sealed around the cuticle good is to see a little, like a very, very, very little bit of the natural nail. You do not have to see much of the natural nail, but once you see that natural nail, it's likely that you have sealed the acrylic good around the cuticle. But don't make sure not to file too much to where it look like you need a refill because you just did your nails. That's not the look we going for. Other than that, I don't really know how to explain how I file around a cuticle because I just learned from watching videos. If you guys want some help, not necessarily help, but a person who's more knowledgeable about doing nails, I would recommend going watch Natalie Carmona. I think that's how you pronounce her last name. I'm not really sure. But from Get Nailed 32, she is who I watch to know a lot of things about nails. So I would recommend going watch her if you have never heard of her before and you plan on doing your own nails. She has very detailed videos. And also Evie from Long Hair Pretty Nails, she has detailed videos for beginners too. So I know I can't really be of much help because I'm a beginner myself. So if you really need help, I would recommend those two YouTube channels. And of course there's others, but those are two I can think of off the top of my head because they're the main ones I watch and they're the ones who I'm subscribed to and all that. But anyways, I just keep on filing at my nails, and I'm gonna go back to the speed that the videos was at before because I don't want this video to be so stretched out due to me putting this all in normal speed. And so I'm gonna keep on filing at all the rest of my hand, and I'm also gonna file at my right hand, of course. But I don't think I had the footage of me filing my entire right hand because my sister called while I was doing my thumb, and I only had the footage of me doing my thumb. But it's just the same as what I'm doing to my left hand. You just got to be more careful because I'm not dominant with my left hand, so I had to make sure not to cut myself, which I'm not gonna lie, I did cut myself a few times, but it happens. But it was overall the same process that I was doing on my left hand, so I didn't feel the need to really have to record the whole process once it stopped recording on itself because my sister called my phone and I was using my phone to record. But as you saw, I had just went in with the hand file on the index finger, and that's to flatten out a hump that was in the nail. And if you ever get into a hump, it's best to just go in with the hand file and file it down because the e-file usually doesn't get it down. I don't know if that's just my experiences, but that's usually what happened with me. So once again, I'm just gonna keep on filing down, and I will come back when I get on to buffing, I think. So after I'm done with all the filing, I go in with my buffer and I'm buffing the nails. You buff the nails and get the scratches that the file created from out of the nails, so you can have a smooth nail to put your polish and all that on, or whatever you're going to be putting on top of the nail, which is should be polished. So I just buff all the nails, and once I'm done buffing the nails, you could either have your client go wash their hands and make sure they're washing their hands with a soap that's free of oils. You do not want oils to get back onto the hand, because it would mess up how the polish goes onto the nails. So you either get them to wash their hands, or you could go in with a cotton ball or a cotton wipe or something with alcohol on it to wipe off all the dust. That's mainly what the whole thing is all about, just trying to get the dust off of the nails. And so once I put the alcohol onto my nails, I started going in with the polish that I wanted. And today I'm going to be using some Madam Glam polishes, and this is Vanilla Sky. That's the name of the polish, and I absolutely love Madam Glam. Madam Glam is like a good polish. Like, it's just a lot of things. It's cruelty free, it's vegan, is just a lot of things. Like, I definitely recommend Madam Glam. It's expensive, I would say, but it has a lot of polish in this bottle. Like, I feel like these polishes will last me forever. So I know I just skipped some nails because my sister called me again. So after I cure this coat, I am going to do a second coat of the polish. And of course I'm doing my hands separately. I'm going to be doing my left hand first, then I'm going to do my right hand, because it's not like I could really do them at the same time. That's kind of odd. So I do that coat, and then I'm going to do a second coat, and then I'm going to go in with my gems. So now I'm going in to place my gems, and I'm placing the gems with the Mia Secret gel resin. And I'm using new gems today. I will try to find a link for the gems. I got these gems off of AliExpress because I want to see how their gems was. I paid, I think, 2 cents for these because it was some deal where it was like my first time being on AliExpress, so they was like, it gonna take away so much off the price. They're usually like $3 or something, but I got them for 2 cents, I believe. So I'm just placing the crystals, and I just did something simple. Decided to just do a big crystal on the bottom and a little smaller crystal at the top on all of my nails, and I just eyeball where the middle is. You know, you can't really measure what the middle is. You just gotta look at it and be like, oh yeah, that's the middle. So once I'm done doing that, I'm going to spray the gel resin activator onto the nail, and this is to help the glue dry faster, so you know your gems won't be sliding all over the place or something like that. And once I'm done with that, I'm going to put my top coat on. And the top coat, this top coat that I have is the one that you have to wipe with alcohol. So you would see me wipe alcohol onto the nail, and that is because I just don't have the non-wipe one, because it was out of stock when I ordered this stuff off of Madam Glam. And I usually get multiple polishes when I order from Madam Glam. Like, I just wouldn't buy one polish. That's kind of crazy. So I go and do that, and I skipped me doing my right hand because it was the exact same process, just me struggling even more. So I didn't want to show how bad I struggled because that made the video like an hour and something long. And I was like, there ain't no point in this video being that long. So now I finished doing all the stuff I just told y'all I was going to do. And the last thing I have to do is put the cuticle oil on. Thanks for watching my video. Don't forget to like, comment, and possibly subscribe. And if you would like to keep updated with me, turn on the post notifications and you will see any video I post. Thank you.